Hey guys, AntVenom here, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. And today I'm going to be showing you guys the wireless redstone mod for Minecraft Beta 1.8. Now I'm sure there are quite a few of you who have seen this mod before from various other mod reviewers or LPers, but I'm sure there are quite a few of you, at least at this point, who haven't. I know that the heat from this mod has been dying down quite a bit in the coming months or in the previous months, so I thought it would be a good idea to bring it up on my channel rather than reviewing it in the heat of the moment when, everyone else had just done it and everyone else had kind of known about it. So anyways, moving on, essentially the way this mod works is that you have what is called a wireless transmitter, and the recipes for everything is going to be shown on screen as I go through them. But essentially you have one block that is a transmitter, and it'll transmit out on whatever frequency is labeled on the top, and I'll show you how to configure that here in just a second. And then you have a receiver, which does the exact same thing. Let me go ahead and let me break apart this wood block here so you can see. But yeah, you can see that the numbers that were on both the transmitter and receiver here are set to 0. And if I go ahead and I hit the switch over here, since they're both set on the same frequency, when I send out a signal on this one, the signal is going to be received on this one, and power is going to be sent out these blocks here. And I'll tell you guys again why I have the block set up in this fashion here in just a second. So anyways, if you guys want to change the frequency of whatever this is broadcasting on, like if you want to make a redstone device, more than likely if you're going to make a device, it's going to have multiple amounts of these. So if I go ahead and I right click on the transmitter here, I can change the frequency that it broadcasts on. So like I can go anywhere between 1 and I believe it's over 9,000. So yeah, we could do over 9,000, that works. So now you can see the number that is on top of the transmitter here is 9,999. And you notice that over here now, since this has a frequency of 0, the numbers don't match. And therefore, this does not receive a redstone signal. And I can go all the way around. Well, it works with number 1. I'll tell you why again in just a second. But if I go back to 9,999, that's when the redstone signal gets received. So anyways, and the reason why this got a redstone signal on number 1, it actually kind of ruins the surprise, but I have a transmitter over here for various reasons that I will be showing you guys here in just a second. But anyways, moving on, what I'm going to be showing you now is not a direct part of the mod, but they're like little sub mods that you can get in the same forum thread, so be sure to check them out. But what I have in my inventory here is a power configurator. Now this has nothing to do with the transmitter, but this has everything to do with the receiver over here. So the way that you're looking at this right now, guys, is that there is the receiver here, and then there is a block of wood, and then there is a redstone wire right here. Now you might ask, why am I doing this? Well, I'm doing this so I can properly demonstrate how this configurator thing works. If I go ahead and I place down my wooden block here, you notice that all of these get powered except for the north side. Kind of weird, right? Not really sure why that happens. Well, if you take the power configurator, which kind of looks like a little plug, and then you right click on the receiver, you notice that you'll get a fairly different screen. And you notice that the indirect power for the N symbol, which means north, northeast, southwest, up and down, you'll notice that that is off. And essentially what you can do with this device is that you can change whatever direction will output a redstone current. So let's just say, for example, let's turn all of these off, and I only want a redstone signal to travel out that way. Let's just say maybe you're bunching these all together. I might have another receiver right here that's outputting redstone signal right there. You wouldn't want these to touch or anything like that. So let's just right click on this here and choose the north direction. Well, you notice that I only hit the power direction. It means direct power. So if the redstone itself is not directly touching this side, it won't power it. But it'll, let's just say, like if you have indirect powering on, let me actually put out a little bit of an example here. Let me see if I can give myself a block or something just kind of at random. And let's see here. Where's the redstone? Where be the redstone at? I'm just kind of improvising this one right now. But if I go ahead and I take block like this, and then I place redstone down just like this. Now you would look at this and you might think, well, if I place redstone down right here, it won't work because redstone and redstone are not affected by indirect power sources. You would have to place a torch right here. This torch is indirectly affected by the block behind it and therefore affects the line that is in front of it. Now, I hope that made enough sense, but it sort of follows the same logic. Now, I mean, not in the logic that it inverts the signal, but that it is able to receive indirect power because it's able to receive power through this wooden block. Now, let me go ahead and let me destroy this here, and it's going to destroy the sign at the same time. But you'll notice now, since the redstone is completely and directly connected to it, let me go ahead and let me go back to my... go back to this thing, and I right click and I turn off indirect power, it's still going to work because it is directly connected. So yeah, that's pretty much how the power configurator works. You notice that I have to go into my inventory in order to check to see what the name of the item is, because I'm doing so much improv on this particular mod review that like I haven't memorized the names of the certain devices yet. And this is actually a much simpler mod than, let's say, something like the laser mod, which I messed around with for quite a few hours. But anyways, so moving on. Alright, what the wireless sniffer is if you right click anywhere with this thing, you're going to get a giant grid of red dots. Now, this is not terribly useful on a small scale when you are able to actually, you know, look at what sort of frequencies you are broadcasting on. But if you're making a giant redstone device, this can become fairly useful. So essentially what this thing is when you right click here, the wireless sniffer will show red dots in every single frequency that is not being broadcasted on, and it'll show a green one on every single one that is being broadcasted on. So it starts off with the number 0. There's 125 dots in every single row, and it goes all the way up to 10,000. So that's 0 through 9,099, or 9,999, which equals 10,000 blocks, or 10,000 frequencies that it can be broadcasted on. So anyways, you'll notice that the second block is lit up here, which is frequency 1, because frequency 0 is the first one. And the very last one is lit up, because that is frequency 9,999 that we have set up here. So that's essentially all that is made to do. It's just made, you know, to see if you're making some giant complicated redstone device and maybe you want to organize it a certain way or something. Like if I go ahead and I right click on this here, let's just move this to like 9 or something like that. And then I right click with the sniffer here. You notice that now the second one and the 10th one is lit up because that corresponds to 1 and 9. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to change this to number 9 as well, just to give you guys that idea. I actually think I need to go +10. There we go. And you notice that now it's lighting up the side again. So yeah, I'm going to try and not say essentially or whatever, but moving on. The next item that I'm going to be showing you guys is the wireless remote. Now I think this one is fairly nifty. It's good for like debugging and testing stuff without having to turn your entire machine on. Basically what this does is it allows you to send out a frequency on any, or it allows you to send out a pulse of redstone on any one frequency. So if I right click on this here, you notice that like the other devices, this has a frequency of 0. So if I pulse this right now, just pay attention to this redstone line. Nothing happens to it. Absolutely nothing happens to it because I don't have any receivers that have a frequency of 9. I really hope you guys are following me on this one. I actually feel like I have been doing a much better job than I would have expected explaining this. But before I go ruining it, I'm going to right click again with the remote and I'm going to set this to 9. And then I'm going to pulse it. And it'll allow you to just, you know, do various beta testing. Like I said, most of these little tools that I'm showing you guys are for large-scale devices. If you're just messing around with the mod and you're only looking to make basic things, like maybe like a doorbell or something, you know, and that's it, you're not looking to do a whole lot, but you just can't get redstone to go through your flooring or something like that, then you don't need to worry about these tools way too much. But yeah, okay, so the next item that I'm going to be showing you guys here is the wireless triangulator. Now this one is just as basic gets. You right click with the thing and the frequency that is in the middle is the frequency that this is going to be seeking out. So you notice with number 1 here, it's actually seeking out where the broadcast number 1 is getting broadcasted from, or I should say where it's being broadcasted from. So if frequency number 1 is being broadcasted from anywhere, it'll point out to the closest one. Now let me see if I can give myself, let's just say, what is it, a transmitter here. Let's place this down. Even though this will cause a conflict, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to power this anyways. And you notice the compass now points towards this one because it is closest. And if I start walking towards this one over here very slowly, the compass flips right around. So it's going to point towards the closest transmitter for that specific frequency. I don't really know why you would want to broadcast on the same frequency, but maybe just for like some random reason. I don't know what anyone's reasoning would be, but nonetheless, it does have that functionality either way. So anyways, and if you want to change the frequencies, just like with every other menu, you just hit the plus and minus keys and you're good to go. Let me, like if you notice I'm on number 5 here, because I'm not actually broadcasting on frequency 5, it's not going to show anything because it doesn't exist. But if I right click and I go up to number 9, I actually don't think it's broadcasting right now because I turned it off. If I hit the button here, it turns right on and it shows me that the thing is in fact right here. So the last block that I'm going to be showing you guys, and that's going to complete the mod review, is called the clock. Now this one, if you know anything about Redstone, you probably will get the concept of what this does. But, you know, it's basically a transmitter that will transmit out pulses of redstone at a very consistent current. So like if I right click on this thing here, let me set it to the proper frequency, which is frequency 5. That corresponds to that over there. Let me turn this one off too, so just to get a better example. And actually, I'm going to go over here and use the power configurator thing here and turn all of these on, just so I can give you guys a better visual example. Now, when you right-click on the clock here, you notice that you get a slightly different menu. On top here, it's the same thing. You know, you get to select your frequency. But on the bottom, you get what is called a clocking frequency. Now, essentially, this number right here is in milliseconds, and there are 1,000 milliseconds in a second. So this is going to send out a pulse of redstone and then drop that pulse of redstone for this amount of time. Now, the best way I can really show you guys this is just to show you. There we go. So you notice the redstone goes in, and this pulses every single second. So it pulses on for a second, pulses off, pulses on, pulses off. And I can right click and I can add an entire second to it, and I'll pulse on, pulse off, wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. Let's see if this is actually working over here. Oh, this is on frequency 9. Whoops. See what can happen? Even I can mess up. There we go. So now this is set to frequency 5. So it's going to match that one over there. So you can see they're doing the exact same thing. So anyways, guys, I hope I have covered this mod, like I said, to somewhat of an understandable capacity. If not, then what I would recommend doing is just downloading the mod for yourself. The link is going to be in the description as always. You just have to hit the more info button in order to get to that. I had someone comment on my previous video, lolling, that they thought I didn't put the stuff in the description, even though that's all you have to do is hit that. I know like 99% of you know that, but yeah, I don't even want to get into the Occupy rallies right now. I have my opinions on them though. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this particular mod review today, and I hope everything has made sense. But anyways, my name is AntVenom, and I bid you all farewell. Thanks so much for watching.